honor your first commitment. If you say you're going to do something and something better comes along, stick with your first commitment anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what about this one, buddy? And I think we're going to close with this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Life isn't only about you. Although we joke, we say it's about you. But it's not only about you.
That's right. Okay, let's talk about it.
So I think it's important to find ways to make a difference in other people's lives, to help people along. There's a really neat kid in our church. His name is Henry. And I've known him since he was such a little kid that he carried a teddy bear to church with him. And now he's like 13, 14, and he's becoming a big kid. He's really super bright. And whenever we'd see him after church in the fellowship hall, I'd teach him card tricks and stuff. And he always called me Dr. Doom. Now he just calls me Doom now. He's Captain Awesome and I'm Doom. But I want to encourage this kid and, help him find the wonder in life and the joy in life that I had when I was a kid.
Yeah. Did
you have anybody in your life who was like, when you're a boy, other than your parents, other than your dad, anyone who was just sort of, you loved seeing this person?
This is one of those things where completely unconscious. So you've just said something and it has triggered, for whatever reason, a memory from my youth that I never would have imagined would come up. Here's what's come up.
So it's worthwhile.
When I was about maybe 7 years old,
so 15,
I was living in an area of Montreal, and a suburb of Montreal, and we had this wonderful, it was a neighborhood called Dollard des Ormeaux. So some listeners will know where that is. It's in Quebec. And we had an outdoor pool, an Olympic-sized outdoor pool called West Park Pool.
Okay.
And I lived down the street from it. So that was where we had it was a private membership. Like your whole family could get a membership for the year for like $200 or something. It was incredibly cheap. And we lived very close. So I loved swimming. That's how I discovered a love of the water and became a lifeguard and all that stuff in my youth. Well, in the summer, we'd have swim team. So I was essentially like being a competitive swimmer, but not all year long. It was summer competitive. It wasn't really all that competitive, but I was good at it. I loved it. And I was about 7 years old, and I was a much better swimmer than most people my age, simply because I loved it and I did it a lot. Okay. So I had this one swim coach, and I don't even remember his name, but he always just called me Ace. Hey, Ace. And he would pat me on the head and say Ace and whatever. And it just made me feel important because I was a skinny little tiny kid.
So was I.
But I could swim, man.
Yeah, you're an amazing swimmer.
I could swim. And this guy, he just elevated me the way he addressed me, and it made me feel good.
That's freaking great, buddy.
And I'm sure you calibrate because you know.
Totally. Look, your state is changing as you're saying this. So
that's that fantastic. Was just something that was, he made me feel important.
Yeah. So he found a way to make a difference in your life. And we have to reference, because we're talking about personal things here, Donald Thane, my grade 6 teacher, who made life wonderful for me, made me love learning. And the one that's, stands out for me is we're saying life isn't only about you. So find ways to make a difference in other people's life, like he did with you. So be available to other people at least some of the time. Don't put it off, right?
That's right.
You won't have the time later on. And find somebody you can mentor. Find somebody you can help. Right now, I have a meeting tomorrow. I'm meeting with this kid on the phone or online every couple of weeks. And he's a friend of Ryan, a family friend. He's a teenage kid. He's really fascinated by hypnosis, a really nice kid, and he wants to learn it. And the kid's got no money to take our course or anything. He's 17, but he's smart, really smart. And so I'm mentoring him from a distance and just pointing him in the right direction, telling him what to lead or what to read and what to look at.
And how else can people connect with you, Mike, to get personal free mentorship about hypnosis?
Write to Chris at MikeMandelHypnosis.com.
I'm just offering up all your time.
Oh, listen, you're a bastard. I say, what are you great at that can be a legacy? Now, buddy, I've seen you actually do this. Steve Watts and I, our buddy from the deputy sheriff, we're not great swimmers. I couldn't take swimming lessons because I was allergic to chlorine. He never had a chance. And you were giving us swimming lessons at the pool in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I remember that.
We took some key distinctions that were game changers for me.
Yeah.
And that's great. You like to help people.
I love teaching. I love breaking things down into their simplistic components. Yeah. You're doing it again.